Hey everybody, it's Victoria Marie and I'm back with another process video. Sorry it's taking me so long. I have had probably one of the most busiest weeks at work ever. And I did this layout, I want to say last week, and I'm just now getting around to posting it. So this layout I am using with the Scraptastic Skinny Love Kit. This is from September, and I will be posting some layouts that I'm using with the new Halloween kit, so stay tuned for that. So these are photos of me that I took when I was sitting in traffic one day, and I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and the traffic here is insane. There's nowhere that you can go in Texas to escape traffic or construction. And the highway that I have to travel on to get home, to work and to get home, usually my commute's okay in the morning time. I can get to work within about 20-30 minutes. But on this particular day, it took me 2 hours to get home. And it usually takes me about, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 minutes to get home. And so I took these pictures to text to Bree. As she was texting me, I was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm sitting in traffic." It is by far the worst thing to just sit there and not go anywhere. So anyway, I thought this would be fun to put in my scrapbook of me as a working mom fighting traffic, and these pictures just kind of turned out funny, so I thought I'd scrap them. So all the papers that you see here are all exclusive to the kit, and then I'm going to use one of these. So there's going to be some evolutions for this layout, because when I first did the layout, I didn't like it. So I took some gray paper, a little bit of exclusive pattern paper from the kit, as well as this journaling card that comes with the This Life Noted kits, their pocketed scrapbooking kit. And I thought I would use this diagram to kind of give a visual representation of how I was feeling that day. And there was something about this initial design that I didn't like. I think overall it was just that dark gray paper. And so I thought I would use that as my journaling card, as well as put the title on that. And the title's called Me in Traffic. And for some reason it didn't work. So I scrapped that. And when I'm not sure which type of background I should use, I grab a piece of white cardstock. And so that's what I did. So I moved the papers over to the left-hand side of that layout. And then I took the pattern paper, that grid pattern paper, and put it on one side of that layout, and then of course by the photo, to give me space to put the title as well as the journaling. And I'm using some thickers fonts, and this is called Noted. It's from the Dear Lizzie collection. So I think I'm much happier with this. It's cleaner, it's clear. I think it makes the photos pop. So as you can tell in my photos, I am over it. I'm completely over sitting in traffic. And this is I don't know, from day to day when I leave my office, it usually takes me about 20 minutes, about 15 minutes to get to the highway. And so that takes up time, because where I work, there's traffic as well, which just bugs me. There's nowhere that you can go where there's not traffic. And then to get on the highway and be hit with traffic, I was completely over it. Okay, so I'm going to take some die cuts, and those are from, who's that from? Oh yeah, so those are from the Wonder collection from Crate Paper. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. And then I'm thinking that I want to take some of those little tiny petite fonts. Those are from Authentique. And I want to spell out mad, tired, and bored on each of those photos. I also take some puffy stickers from Evalicious, and they kind of act as an anchor for those little puffy for those little petite fonts. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. That wood veneer that says Thursday, that's exclusive to the kit. I'm not actually going to keep that on the title. Now that I look at it, it kind of looks good, but whatever. Sometimes when you're doing a layout, you'll put something someplace and it doesn't look good initially, and then you go back and look at them like, oh, I probably should have kept that there. Okay, so there is that piece of flair at the top that I'm going to move. It says Shenanigans, and it just didn't work. So I grabbed some cork embellishments that are exclusive to the kit. And then that number 2 that I put down there, that's a puffy sticker, and that's just to represent that I spent 2 hours in traffic. Now I decided I need a little bit of color at the top and the bottom, so I'm going to trim some tiny strips of paper, probably less than 1/8 of an inch, using some of the papers that I have in the kit, the pattern paper. I needed something to anchor all of the embellishments in the photos. Sometimes I do this so that it doesn't feel as though things are falling off my page, if that makes sense. So I'm going to adhere those on using some Tombow Mono. And then, let's see, what else do? I add that little camera, puffy camera that you see there, and that little banner. that I put on the banner. The hello sticker, I'm going to move here in just a second. And then I find a date sticker, puffy sticker, and I'm going to put at the bottom. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that wood veneer that says Thursday. So I put that at the bottom because I felt I needed something there. Then in the kit, we got a pack of the washi stickers from 7 Paper. That's a Studio Calico brand. And I put that behind that little embellishment cluster by the bottom photo. I added a little yellow star. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that little puffy sticker. I'm going to put it at the bottom. And then I find another little puffy sticker. I wasn't intending on putting that little heart, that little circle with the heart there, but there was a little dot on the paper, so I decided to cover that up. I'm going to move that hello into the middle, so the title says hello, me in traffic. And then at the bottom, I added 2 little puffy dots on either side of the Thursday. Now I'm going to journal about my commute and how frustrated I was having to be in traffic for so long. I was just over it. After working 9 hours and having to be in traffic, I was completely over it. So I'm going to journal about that, and I absolutely hate traffic. I hate it, hate it, hate it. So I'm going to get out my Heidi Swap Whirl a Date stamp, and I'm going to stamp the date at the bottom using some VersaFine ink in black. There we go. Perfect. And I think, am I done with this? I'm patting everything down. Yes, I am done. So here's the finished layout. And this is going to go into the scrapbook that I make about myself. Just my everyday moments and stuff that frustrates me, and certainly sitting in traffic is one of them. All right, some pictures are coming up. I'll see you guys next time.